perhaps the most influential, inspirational music artist of all time. Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be telling you about the life and legacy of a music legend, a man who was surrounded with a lot of controversy. Today we'll look at the career and legacy left behind by Tupac Amaru Shakur. Born on June 16, 1971 in New York City, Shakur's parents were both members of the Black Panther Party, whose militant style and provocative ideologies for civil rights would influence Tupac's music career. Mother Afeni Shakur was imprisoned during the time of his pregnancy on bomb charges and faced a possible 300-year imprisonment. She was released only a month before Tupac was born by acting as her own attorney. Tupac never knew his father, and often he lacked any discipline during his childhood. Impoverished during most of his childhood, Afeni took him and his half-sister moving around to homeless shelters and various places around New York City. Such condition caused Tupac to retain few friends and relied on writing his poetry. Shakur has sold more than 75 million albums worldwide, making him one of the best-selling music artists in the world. Most of Shakur's songs are about growing up amid of violence and hardship in the ghettos, racism and other social problems, and conflicts with other rappers during the East Coast West Coast hip-hop rivalry. Shakur was shot and killed in Las Vegas, Nevada in 1996 and was an inspiration to millions. While Tupac was most famous for his rap career, he was also a gifted actor, poet, and thoughtful while outspoken advocate for the poor and overlooked in America. During his life, he produced an immense amount of artistic work, which includes studio albums, major Hollywood feature films, and major Hollywood feature films. Tupac's unapologetic lyrics were relevant, important, and reflective of the hard lives led by many. His music earned attention and respect through a poetic style and embraced street vocabulary while being innovative. Today, Tupac is considered to be one of the biggest influences on modern hip hop. On the show, I'll have two close friends of Tupac who are both twins, and they'll be telling us about his legacy and the success story and how it all came about, and how consistently his albums blew up time and time again, even after his death. Even his death could not stop the success story of Tupac Shakur. Alright, can I have the two twins? Can I have the first twin come on stage? His name is Fat Boy. Come on, Fat Boy. Well, Shakur broke into the music business with rap group Digital Underground as a backup singer. Eventually, Shakur released his first album in '91, Tupacalypse. The album became a word-of-mouth hit with Brenda's Got a Baby, and it was held by many critics for its underground feel, with many rappers such as Nas, Eminem, and The Game pointing it to as inspiration. The album generated significant controversy. Dan Quayle, who at the time was running for presidency for re-election, he criticized it after a Texas youth defense attorney claimed he was influenced by Tupacalypse and a strong theme of police brutality before shooting a state trooper. The record is important in showcasing Tupac's political conviction and his focus on lyrical prowess. On MTV's greatest rappers of all time list, Tupacalypse was listed as one of the Tupac's certified classic albums, along with Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and the Don Illuminati, The 7 Day Theory. The Tupacalypse now went on to be certified gold. In 1991, so these now talk about some of the personal problems Pac had. In 1991, Tupac filed a $10 million lawsuit against Oakland Police Department, alleging that they brutally beat him up for jaywalking. Yeah, and he received approximately $43,000 in settlement money, much which he went to his lawyer. Tupac's music career began to show in his second album, Strictly for My Niggaz. It included two top 20 pop hits, I Get Around and Keep Your Head Up. The album was considered his breakout album. It was spawned with the hits Keep Your Head Up and I Get Around, and since reaching double platinum has reached double platinum status. Although Shakur was selling records and earning praise for his music and acting, he began having serious altercations with the law. Prior to becoming a record artist, he had no police record. He was arrested in 1992 after he was involved in a fight that culminated with a stray bullet hitting a 6-year-old bystander. The charge was later dismissed, but a little while later, Tupac was filming Menace to Society in the summer of 1993 when he allegedly assaulted director Ellen Hughes. He was sentenced to 15 years in jail in early 1994. The sentence arrived after two other police high-profile incidents. In October of 1993, when he was charged with shooting two off-duty police officers in Atlanta, but the charges were dropped as the off-duty officers were drunk and had started the trouble by breaking Tupac's car's window and basically tried to take a shot at him. But the following month, he had started the trouble. But yeah, but the following month, he and two members of his entourage were charged with sexually abusing a female. He was found guilty, not for sexual rape, but unwanted touching the buttocks. The day after the verdict was announced, he was shot by a pair of muggers while he was in the lobby of a New York City recording studio. November 1994 was a date where Tupac went to the studio to record a new mixtape when a group of men with guns approached Tupac and his friends. The others laid face on the floor while Tupac froze and was asked to remove his jewelry. He refused to give the robbers anything and tried to take out his gun when he was shot repeatedly, twice in the head, twice in the groin, and in the shoulder and the neck. Shot 5 times, the robbers ran. Tupac managed to crawl into the elevator where he found Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, and Sean Puffy waiting. And he said, Tupac claimed that they were shocked looking at Tupac when he lay there bleeding. Tupac survived the shooting, but has mentioned in interviews of having problems sleeping and coping with the stress later on. Shakur was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison on February 7, 1995. However, not even prison could slow the success of Shakur's career. He accused Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, Sean Puffy, and his close friend Stretch of orchestrating the New York shootings. So basically, my name is Fatboy Slim, and this is my brother Fatboy. Well, okay, now we'll talk about Tupac's next album, which was Me Against the World. This was his third studio album, having been released in March 1995. The album was released while Tupac was in prison. It had an immediate impact on the charts, debuting at number 1 on Billboard 200. This made Shakur the first artist to have an album debut at number 1 while serving time in prison. The album served as one of Shakur's most positively reviewed albums, with many calling it the magnum opus of his career, and it is considered one of the greatest and most influential hip-hop albums of all time. Me Against the World won Rap Album at the 1996 Soul Train Music Awards. It achieved double platinum status. It has sold 3.5 million copies in the United States as of 2011. The possibility of an early death runs through several songs on this recording,
Yeah.
something that many have seen as a chilling moment of foretelling. Shakur only served 8 months of his sentence as Suge Knight, the president of Death Row Records, arranged parole and posted a $1.4 million bond for the rapper. But by the end of the year, Tupac was out of prison and working on his debut, Death Row. Shakur returned to music with the album All Eyez on Me in 1996. He was reportedly, in his latest project. Shakur, as a defiant street thug, was back in full force on this recording. The song California Love featured a guest appearance from Dr. Dre and made a strong showing on the pop charts. How Do You Want It was also another smash success for Shakur. It appeared to be a golden time for Shakur. Besides his hit album, Shakur continued to pursue his acting career. He landed several film roles at around this time. He co-starred with Mickey Rourke in the 1996 crime drama Bullet. Before his untimely death, Shakur completed 2 other projects, Gridlock and Gang Raid. Those were released in 1997. He is recognized today as one of the All Eyez on Me today is recognized as one of the greatest albums of all time. His album is frequently recognized as one of the crowning achievements of 1990s rap music. It is easily the best production Tupac has ever had on record. It was certified 5 times platinum after 2 months in April 1996. It was later certified 9 times multi-platinum in 1998. The album featured on Billboard Hot 100 singles How Do You Want It and California Love. Tupac's life was cut short in September of 1996 when Shakur became the victim of a drive-by shooting while his car waited on a red light. During his career, Shakur has been embroiled in a feud between East Coast and West Coast rappers. He was known to insult his enemies on his tracks. On a trip to Las Vegas to attend a boxing match, Shakur was shot while riding in his car, driven by Suge Knight on September 7, 1996. He died 6 days later on September 13, 1996, from his injuries at Las Vegas hospital. Shakur was only 25 years old at the time of his death, and his killer has never been caught. Since his death, numerous albums of his work have been posthumously released, selling millions of copies. And the success story is quite remarkable because of the volume of music that he produced despite death at the age of 25, which is quite incredible. In this way, the release of his music after his death had gained so much success. His mother, Athena, vowed to his family in January 2013 to release his entire body of work, as there was still a great volume of unreleased material. Shakur's life has inspired numerous books and theatrical productions, including 2012 musical Holler If You Can Hear Me. That same year, he made a posthumous appearance at Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival with the help of technology. A 2D image of a late rapper accompanied Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg during one of their performances at the California event. Shakur's return on stage from the grave has stirred up a new wave of interest in his videos and his music. And this, I will basically now show you a few clips of Tupac in interviews just to tell you what he was all about.